Navigate through all the fights on the card and go round by round to relive the action you want to see, only with DAZN.
We make it official today, gents.
Yeah? It gets no bigger than this. Like, I'm buzzing. Just give me that first bell off the first fight now.
What a finish. Fantastic goal. For Barcelona.
Playing a Clasico on Camp Nou means everything. Most of these players are Barcelona fans.
Fue increíble, la verdad.
He was born to be the phenomenon. In the space of 6 years, he'd gone from being a raw novice to going in with one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
This is all about the fan zone, and we want everyone at home, don't we, to get involved. Scanning that QR code for our UK and US viewers, get involved. We want to know what you guys are thinking.
Just did this to that fight.
Utterly ruthless.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now! How do you like it?
Off the shoulder. So aggressive, so focused.
Look at these two guys! Still the undisputed champion of the world!
Saturday night, I believe one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world, Philadelphia's very own Jaron Boots Ennis, will light up this place with a huge crowd, between 13 and 14,000, and maybe even more expected for the first ever boxing event at the Wells Fargo Center.
This is just something you do for fun.
Live with your dad, bro. You a little baby.
Hey, it's rent-free over there too. I love it there.
This is the kind of fights that we need for young prospects in this country.
This is, again, is good fight, good chance for me. I give everything.
It's not going to pass 4 rounds.
It's a blessing to be able to fight here. I'm ready to put on a show, look good doing it, beat him up, break him down, and get the stoppage at the end of the night. You know, have my fun, put on a beautiful show.
Those are some of the sights and sounds from yesterday's press conference in Philadelphia, and we are back in the city of brotherly love. Fight week rolls on as we inch closer to what is poised to be a memorable night at Wells Fargo Center. Jaron Boots Ennis is home, and he is ready to defend his title against David Avanesyan tomorrow night on DAZN. Good afternoon, everybody. Justin Shackle with you, and glad to have you with us for Matchroom's weigh-in show back here at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Tomorrow night on DAZN, the moment will arrive. It is the homecoming for Jaron Boots Ennis, and the IBF welterweight champion will fight in the city's biggest arena, and he will look to make his first IBF title defense when he takes on the veteran title challenger, David Avanesyan. We know Boots Ennis is not shy to facing the stiffest competition. He's been more than willing to face some of the biggest pound-for-pound fighters, but with Bud Crawford and Errol Spence climbing up to 154, Boots Ennis is the star, and he is the show at 147 pounds. In welterweight, unifications and a potential undisputed opportunity await. They are high on the to-do list for Jaron Boots Ennis, but standing in his way is David Avanesyan. He's going to try and spoil the party and the opportunities for Boots Ennis as Avanesyan is in his second title fight over his last 3 matches. That is the main event as the main card begins tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern on DAZN. We're going to take you through what you will be seeing here from Philadelphia tomorrow night, and it begins with the preliminary bouts. You have a lot of Philadelphia talent on these prelims, including Dennis Thompson, who will be making his pro debut against Fernando Valdez. Ish Muhammad is in action. The Chef is squaring off with Frank Brown, and Christian Cardo, another Philadelphia product and part of Boots Promotions. He is in the ring against Carlos Buitrago, and then it is Christopher Diaz returning to action as he takes on Darlene Hernandez. And then the main card, like we mentioned, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on DAZN, and it starts with light heavyweight action. Khalil Ko is in his first 10-round fight as a pro. He's going for his first piece of hardware as a pro. The USWBC light heavyweight title on the line against Kwame Ritter. Sky Nicholson will look to make her first successful title defense of her WBC featherweight title as she takes on the 18-1 Diana Vargas out of the Dominican Republic. And then Jaleel Hackett and Peter Dobson. This was the one where the fireworks went off at yesterday's press conference. The 21-year-old Hackett making his debut under the Matchroom banner. He's squaring off against the 34-year-old Dobson for the WBA Continental North America Welterweight Championship. Then it is the main event. Jaron Boots Ennis fights inside the Wells Fargo Center, makes his Matchroom debut against David Avanesyan. We are ready to go, and we are ready to weigh in here in Philadelphia. Let's go to the scales with David Diamante.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome everybody here today to the Wells Fargo Center in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, for the official weigh-in of our big night of World Championship Professional Boxing taking place here on Saturday night. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions. All the action we got live around the world exclusively on DAZN, and on the night we're sponsored by Bet Online, Wild Casino, Stagefront, Everlast, Riyadh Season, and Drip. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great fight card. We have 8 fights on the card in total, 4 title fights and 2 world titles. And ladies and gentlemen, at the top of the bill, 12 rounds for the IBF Welterweight Championship of the world. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring the fighters up to the stage so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first contest, 4 rounds in the bantamweight division. Now making his way to the stage, he's an 8-fight veteran fighting out of Salta, Argentina. Please welcome Fernando Valdez. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. Saturday night, he'll be making his professional debut. He fights out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Please welcome the Quiet Storm, Dennis Thompson. Now to the scale, Fernando Valdez.
Thank you very much.
119.2 for Valdez, 119.2. And now to the scale for the very first time as a professional, Dennis Thompson. 116.6 for Thompson. 116.6.
And then Argentina against Colombia on Sunday in the football. Onto the front, boys. Face to face, please.
Thompson versus Valdez, 4 rounds, bantamweights, matchroom boxing, and Boots Promotions. Live on DAZN from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
My boys, thank you.
Quality stare down, Fernando Valdez, all business. Dennis Thompson smiles as he's ready to make his pro debut in his hometown arena as Thompson is ready to go to start us off tomorrow night on DAZN. Let's go back to the scales with David.
Thank you, Justin. Our next contest, we're going to go 6 rounds in the super lightweight division. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 3 victories, 4 defeats, 2 draws, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. He fights out of San Antonio, Texas. Please welcome Frank Brown. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His young professional record thus far perfect. 4 fights, 4 victories, with 3 of his 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of right here in Philadelphia. Please welcome the chef, Ismail Muhammad. Now to the scale, Frank Brown. $144.2 for Frank Brown, 144.2. And now to the scale, Ismail Muhammad.
Yes, sir, Boo. Go in. Yes, sir.
144 bang on for Muhammad, 144 pounds even. Muhammad versus Brown, 6-round super lightweights, matchroom boxing, and Boots Promotions live on DAZN from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Frank Brown looking to improve his record to 500 with a win tomorrow night, taking on the undefeated Ish Muhammad, Philly born and bred, fighting his first match scheduled for 6 rounds, a 5'9" southpaw, and he is fighting for the second time in 2024. Picked up a win back in January, a second-round TKO over Zach Hill. Now it's time for our third weigh-in of the afternoon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest brought to you by Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions in association with King's Promotions as we go 8 rounds in the super bantamweight division. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 38 victories, 13 defeats, 1 draw, with 22 big wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Managua, Nicaragua. Here is the former NABA minimum weight champion and the former multi-time world title challenger. Please welcome Carlos Chocoroncito Buitrago. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. Professional record, 22 victories, only 1 defeat. He has 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Christian Cardo. Now to the scale, Chocoroncito. $125.8 for Chocoroncito, $125.8 for Carlos Buitrago. Now to the scale, Christian Cardo. 124.4 for Cardo. 124.4.
Face to face, Boots.
Cardo versus Buitrago, 8-round super bantamweights, Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions in association with King's Promotions, live on DAZN from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
So a big increase in experience between our first two preliminary bouts and our final two, including this one, Cardo and Buitrago, 8 rounds. Christian White Chocolate Carto, also under the Boots Promotions banner, fighting for the 3rd time in 2024. Last 2 fights have taken place at the Live Casino. Several other fights taking place at the 2300 Arena. But tomorrow night, it's the Big House, Wells Fargo Center, for Christian Carto.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest brought to you by Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions in association with Box Lab and Universal Promotions. As we go 8 rounds in the super featherweight division. Now making his way to the stage, professional record, 12 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 10 of his 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former Dominican super featherweight champion, representando Monte Plata, República Dominicana, please welcome Derlin El Coyote Hernandez. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. Professional record, 28 wins, 4 defeats, with 18 big wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando fuera Barranquitas, Puerto Rico. Please welcome the former WBO and ABO super featherweight champion and the former world title challenger, Christopher Pitufo Diaz. Now to the scale, El Coyote, Derlin Hernandez. 131.4 for Derlin El Coyote Hernandez. Now to the scale, Pitufo, Christopher Diaz. 131.4 for Pitufo. 131.4 for Christopher Diaz.
Face to face, please.
Diaz versus Hernandez, 8-round super featherweights, Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions in association with Box Lab and Universal Promotions, live on DAZN from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Now it is time to weigh in for the main card, again beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern on DAZN, and it starts with light heavyweight action.
Thank you, Justin. Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest brought to you by Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions as we go 10 rounds for the WBC USA Light Heavyweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, professional record, 11 victories, 1 defeat, with 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Charm City, Baltimore, Maryland. Please welcome Rambo Time, Kwame Ritter. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 8 victories, no defeats, 1 draw, with 6 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Jersey City, New Jersey, please welcome the big stepper, Khalil Ko. Now to the scale, Rambo Time, Kwame Ritter. 173 for Rambo Time, Kwame Ritter. Now to the scale, the undefeated big stepper, Khalil Ko. 174 even, 174 pounds for the undefeated big stepper, Khalil Ko.
Face to face, please. To the front, please, boys.
Khalil Ko, Kwame Ritter, 10 rounds for the WBC USA Light Heavyweight Championship, Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions, live on DAZN from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
So Khalil Ko and Kwame Ritter will start us off on the main card again beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then our second fight of the night, a title match as Sky Nicholson gets back into the ring.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest is our first world title fight of the evening as Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions are proud to present 10 rounds for the WBC Featherweight Championship of the World. Now making her way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. Professional record, 18 victories, 1 defeat, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Representando Sabana Iglesia, República Dominicana, here is the reigning WBC Latino Featherweight Champion, Diana La Máquina Vargas. And her opponent now making her way to the stage. She is the defending world champion. Professional record, perfect. 10 fights, 10 victories, 1 of them coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Queensland, Australia, here is the 2020 Olympian and the reigning, defending, and undefeated WBC Featherweight Champion of the World, Sky Nicholson. Now to the scale, Diana La Máquina Vargas. 125.6 for the challenger, La Máquina Diana Vargas, 125.6. And now to the scale, the defending world champion, Sky Nicholson. 125.6 for the defending world champion Sky Nicholson. 125.6.
You on this side. Come around to the other side, yeah? Switch around here. Yeah, yeah. Face to face, please. One to the front, please.
Nicholson versus Vargas. 10 rounds for the WBC Featherweight Championship of the World. Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions live on DAZN from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Both fighters looking confident in their final stare down ahead of tomorrow night. Diana Vargas looked at as an aggressive power puncher. The big question is, can that motor last the entire way with Nicholson, who is really on a stretch where she is cleaning up rounds in bunches on the judges' scorecards. Took down Sarah Mahfoud, was a round shy of pitching a shutout there. But what will she be able to do against a puncher in Vargas, who has 12 knockouts in 18 wins? We will find out tomorrow night. Now time for our next weigh-in.
All right, thank you, Justin. It's now time to weigh in the chief support of the evening as we go 10 rounds for the WBA Continental North American Welterweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 16 victories, 1 defeat with 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBC USA Silver Welterweight Champion, fighting out of the Bronx, New York. Please welcome Pistol Pete Dobson. Dobson. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His professional record, a perfect one. 8 fights, 8 victories, with 7 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of the southeast quadrant of our nation's capital, the District of Columbia. Please welcome the WBCU Silver Welterweight Champion, Jaleel Major Hackett. Hackett. Now to the scale, from the boogie down, Pistol Pete Dobson. 164.4 for Pistol Pete. 164.4. Pardon me, 146.4. 146.4. All right, now to the scale from Southeast DC. Please welcome the undefeated Jaleel Major Hackett. $146.6. 146.6 for Jaleel Major Hackett.
Face to face, boys. Keep your hands to yourself. Hey, onto the front. Onto the front, boy.
He on the clock. He on the clock. You a little baby. Look at you. You couldn't even make weight. He on the clock.
Hackett versus Dobson. 10 rounds for the WBA Continental North American Championship. Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Some extra distance created between those two after yesterday's shove at the face-offs. And Jaleel Hackett, he has a ton of hype behind him as he and his team wanted this stiff challenge in his Matchroom debut. Again, just 21 years of age, 8-0 from the DC area, coming up the Turnpike here and facing off against Pistol Pete Dobson in Philadelphia, who's looking to avenge his first career defeat against Conor Benn. This is a good one as Hackett and Dobson go at it in the co-feature tomorrow night on DAZN. That will bring us to our main event here at Wells Fargo Center as we get ready for an IBF title tilt.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome everybody here today to the Wells Fargo Center in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, for the official weigh-in for a big night of World Championship professional boxing taking place here on Saturday night. And it's now time to weigh in the main event of the evening, as Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions are proud to present 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Welterweight Championship of the World. Now making his way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. His professional record, 30 victories, 4 defeats. He has 1 draw with 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Originally from Petigorsk, Russia, and now living, training, and fighting out of Newark, England, here is the 5-time European champion and the former WBA welterweight champion of the world, David Avanesyan. Avanesyan. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, he is the defending world champion. Professional record, perfect. 31 fights, 31 victories, with 28 of his 31 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of and representing his home of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, here is the reigning, defending, and undefeated IBF welterweight champion of the world, Jaron Boots Ennis. Now to the scale, the challenger, David Avanesyan. $147 bang on the welterweight limit for the challenger, David Avanesyan. 147 pounds bang on. And now to the scale, the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF welterweight champion of the world, Jaron Boots Ennis. $146.4 for the defending world champion, Jaron Boots Ennis.
Face to face, please. Front, please, Jess.
Jaron Boots Ennis, David Avanesyan, 12 rounds for the IBF Welterweight Championship of the World. Matchroom Boxing and Boots Promotions, live on DAZN from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Now the face-offs are over, and we are getting ready for Fight Week. We're going to have one last word with each fighter here on stage. And we'll first start off with the challenger, the two-time title challenger, David Avanesyan, as he gets ready for a title shot here in Philadelphia against Jaron Ennis. You have answered the call on short notice. We've seen you pull off upsets in the past. We're going to have Carl Greaves translate here. You've pulled off the upsets in the past. Why is this going to be a victorious night for David Avanesyan?
Why are you going to win this fight?
Listen, I'm a fighter. This is a good fight, big fight for me, for my boxing career. This is good. My God give me chance again for a world title. I want. Why am I here now? I'm happy, and tomorrow night I give everything for win this fight.
How much do you embrace the role of underdog?
Do you like being underdog?
Listen, my team, my coach knew English language.
You've got a unique language.
Yeah. When I remember, when I go 2019, I think starting maybe 2017, when we fight for different country, I am stay anytime underdog. Yeah, you know, and this is not new for me. This is giving more motivation.
One final message for fight fans preparing to tune in tomorrow night.
For fun, I see many people for fans. I don't know to speak his. He don't understand boxing. Understand who speaks shared. This is not boxing. Like he maybe for life nothing. Understand only Turkish. Yeah. I know one is tomorrow. You see very good fight, and I give everything. I'll do my best.
David, thank you. Good luck tomorrow night. Nicely done.
Thank you very much. Listen, who support me is thank you very much. And Russian, Armenian, who many people from America support me. I want to say everybody thank you for my family. My family so much support me. I feel this. I'm here. My family now, Russia and Armenia. I feel for my family support me. Is I give everything for. This is my family for my children.
David Avanesyan, thank you so much. Getting ready for his second title fight over his last 3 matches as we walk across the stage and get ready to talk with Jaron Boots Ennis. You just heard from David Avanesyan Boots, and he comes in. He's made it known that he's coming to win. He's a game fighter, but why will this end like the previous 31 opponents for you?
Because, you know, I'm me. I'm Jaron Boots Ennis. I'm going to put on a show, have fun, you know, look good doing it, you know, in front of my friends and families and supporters. And we're going to make a big statement, big knockout.
You are bringing big-time boxing back to this city, inside the biggest arena. It's been some time since we've been able to say that about Philadelphia. What are fans going to find out about this city with you as the main event?
They're going to find out that this city, you know, show love. You know, the Phillies get behind, Philadelphia get behind, you know, their guy. And y'all going to see tomorrow night. It's going to be fireworks in here. It's going to be big PIAC tour, you hear me?
The big phrase this week has been the relaunch for your career. How would you describe what this event, making your Matchroom debut, how much it all means to you as you get ready to roll for the second phase of your career?
It means a lot to me, you know. It's the start of it all right here. You know, to be in that pay-per-view superstar, that mega superstar. You know, we're gonna do it big tomorrow. You know, make a big statement tomorrow, put the welterweight division on notice, and take over this boxing game.
Boots, thanks so much for the time. Good luck to you tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Jaron Boots Ennis getting ready for his first IBF title defense. We're going to talk with Eddie Hearn really quick. You see the live weigh-in, the fans coming out. We know the lower tiers sold out. The upper tier is going to be open. Then you saw some intense stare-downs here. What are you expecting tomorrow night as Boots makes his debut for Matchroom?
I'm expecting a historic night for Philadelphia. You know, this is a fight city. They get behind their own. But tomorrow night, they're going to get behind, arguably, the pound-for-pound number one in the sport. The atmosphere in here tomorrow, this is the first ever fight in the Wells Fargo Arena. This is the biggest fight in Philadelphia for 45 years, since Marvin Hagler fought Benny Briscoe here. Even Mike Tyson came here when he came out of jail against Buster Mathis. He did 10,000. We're going to have 13,000, 14,000. We're still selling fast. You're going to get a great night of boxing, and you're going to see a generational great talent from Philadelphia defend his world title tomorrow night.
What does this say about the talent and the mindset of a person like Jaron Boots Ennis, who has an entire city on his back?
Yeah, you know, because this is a sports city, this is a fight city. They know. They're not just coming out to support one of their own. They're coming out to support one of their own who happens to be perhaps the best fighter on the planet. And tomorrow night, all the pressure, the noise in here, he's got to make a statement. And he's a special kind of fighter to make that statement. If he performs tomorrow night to his full potential, if he sets this place alight tomorrow night, you've got a superstar in the world of boxing. And Jaron Boots Ennis is going to be around for a long, long time. With this city on his back, the sky's the limit.
Eddie, thanks so much. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.
See you there.
And we will see you there on DAZN. If you're not here at the Wells Fargo Center in person, reminder, 8 p.m. Eastern, we start off in the city of brotherly love as Jaron Boots Ennis defends his title against David Avanesyan. For our entire Matchroom crew, I'm Justin Shackle. We will talk to you tomorrow from Philadelphia.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening.